So Katie Gaudreau joins us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Indiana County Historical and Genealogical Society always has something going, and that's the case today.
That is the case today, although it's not going on today. It's a little too cold for that. But we have an event coming up on February 15th. It is our dinner and trivia night. And it will be held, like I said, February 15th, that's Friday, at the Historical Society. And it's Indiana County Trivia.
Boy, it would be so much fun to have people in costume come out and ask questions.
Now, that's an idea I hadn't thought of, but yeah, that would be really, really neat.
Have them
that would
wear
be really
historical
cool.
clothing and come out, yes, and ask questions from their era.
That would be, oh my gosh, you just gave me a really cool idea. So I might have to run with that. That wasn't the original plan, though. I mean, it's not just history, but current events also. So there's questions all over the board. Don't think you're not going to know it, because you probably will.
Well, Jonathan will be in character anyway.
Always.
He always is.
Yes, always.
So tell me about how people can get involved and what they need to do.
Okay, what you need to do is very simple. If you have questions or concerns or whatnot, you just call up the Historical Society. Our phone number is 724-463-9600. You can always just stop by and buy tickets. The only way you can get tickets is through the Historical Society. Okay. And we are at the point on 6th Street, 621 Wayne Avenue.
Ticket cost is?
$15.
And
$15 a ticket.
A team concept?
You can work as a team. You can work as like a table. You could do that too, but you just have to split the price.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do if you don't want to go out like on February 14th, which is a very popular day to go out and do stuff. Come out the day after, and bring your sweetheart and see. Maybe you could compete with each other.
Go out both days.
Go out both days. Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure. Have a fabulous time. So February 15th, and
at the Historical Society.
Okay.
I don't think I mentioned it starts at 6:00. So tickets are $15. Starts at 6, and you need to buy your tickets in advance. We're not going to sell them after the 11th.
Okay, very good. So everybody can get in line for that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
And while they're there, they get a little taste of history too, don't they?
Exactly. You can also see the exhibits that we have at the Armory building, and the military exhibits that are upstairs. Of course, those are always very popular. But you can always come a little bit early, see the exhibits, and then sit down, have dinner, and then test your knowledge.
It's a good chance for people who have never even been there.
Exactly.
To get acquainted with what happens at the Historical and Genealogical Society, all of the fabulous things you have there.
We have some really cool things going on, always.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing going on. Anything else that you have coming up?
We have the next event we have planned after that one, of course, is the Spring Swing. That is going to be on April 6th. And that is a Saturday, and it is a swing dance. And we encourage people to come dressed from that era, the 1940s. We are going to give prizes away for the best dressed gal and guy at that dance, but it is the Spring Swing, April 6th.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Now, have you done that before?
We did it last year. Last year was the first year we did it, and we had a pretty good reception from it. And we decided to try and make it an annual event for us. So. And
for trivia, have you done that before?
We did trivia last year. Our trivia was held at another location. We decided that we would host it at the Armory building this year, just because we'd have the space. Yeah. And it'd be a little bit easier to see the screens and the trivia questions. So. Yeah.
It's a wonderful facility.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
It's so nice, and you do so well in maintaining the displays. That sometimes can be, it could turn into the world's most enormous clutter. but when you have a place such as yours, but you do it. You keep it organized, and it makes for a really nice afternoon or however long you end up spending there. Right.
We have a really good buildings and grounds chair who takes care of, obviously, the buildings and the grounds. That is a job in itself, and he does an excellent job of that. That is Vince Beatty is our chair. And Vince, if you're listening, thank you very much. And we also have a really good museum chair who kind of takes care of the exhibits and works with the collections. Of course, all of the board members do a really good job of volunteering there and donating their time. All the volunteers we have work with our collections and things. They all take good care of our things. Yeah. It's not an easy job. It's a huge task, and we have a lot of good people working on it. So.
Now, what's the exhibit right now?
Right now, we still have the Christmas tree exhibit is still up. That was running We put that up in November, and it will be up here for another maybe week or two until it comes down. Actually, it's not Christmas anymore. But then after that, we have some ideas in the works. Once it's all set and up, then we'll be able to advertise those.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can't wait to hear it because we know that with Indiana County's rich history and the number of artifacts that you have there,
right?
There's the potential for anything. Really.
I mean, there are so many different exhibits we could do once we get it organized and set up. So, but yeah, we have a lot of things, and it's really neat to try and have rotating exhibits to show off all of the things that we have.
Take us inside that whole decision-making process. I would assume there's a board or a committee that helps you decide how you're going to proceed in the coming months?
It starts with an idea. Somebody has an idea. I would like to display these things that we just got, or these things that maybe haven't been shown for a little while. And then they work with the museum chair and the museum committee. And then they bring it up with the board, who decides, okay, are we going to show this exhibit? When are we going to show this exhibit? And then the process begins of actually putting it together, getting the signage right, getting the artifacts out as they should, displaying them properly and nicely, so that it's nice to look at. And then we go from there.
And it's probably very important to point out that this is Indiana County history.
All of it.
So, the collections are actual things that are from Indiana County's history.
Right.
Whether they were prominent or not. It's all a part of daily life down through the decades and the centuries now.
Right. So it was, say, farming equipment. It was equipment that was not just used for farming in Indiana, but was often made in Indiana to be used by those farmers in Indiana. So that's why it's really important that we present that heritage that we have, rich heritage we have in this county.
I would guess that school groups and school history teachers would be very interested in this, from elementary all the way up through.
We do get a lot of school groups. Usually it's in elementary school once they're onto something else when they get into high school. But the elementary school levels in particular, when they do their Civil War unit, we get a lot of students in for that.
Yeah. Okay, so she's Katie Gaudreau. It's the Indiana County Historical and Genealogical Society. Trivia night coming up February the 15th.
That is correct.
6 p.m.?
It starts at 6, yep.
Okay, all right. And get your tickets now.
Yes, please.
Yeah, get as many as you can.
As many as you can, but up to 50. The limit is 50. So
turn it into a big crowd. Who's going to be the master of ceremonies? Do you know yet?
That would be me.
That would be you.
That would be me.
Well, at least you can be in costume.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gave me a great idea. I'm going to have to go with it now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get to the history section of your questions, since you're doing current events,
yes.
When you get to the history section, it becomes a whole different night, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's beautiful. All right, Kate, thanks so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And thanks for coming out on this cold day.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Any time to interview with you is a great time. So,
walking or driving?
I drove.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I walked that, a couple feet from my car.
How was that?
Not very pleasant. Not too pleasant.
But it was only a couple of feet.
Yeah.
All right, 5 minutes away from 9 o'clock. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160, 101.1 FM.